Person who hit and killed a 17-year-old and then drove away. His family left with questions and tears. This morning, details on the vehicle they're looking for. Then, several Planned Parenthood clinics here in the state of Florida in trouble after state-ordered inspections reveal multiple violations. We'll tell you which facilities are in hot water and what officials with Planned Parenthood have to say. And school will soon begin for students here in Central Florida. One county has a new leader in charge of the school district. Find out what Brevard's newest superintendent has planned for the upcoming school year. Your morning news starts right now.
From News 13, the morning's first news. Traffic and weather together. This is your morning news, Weather Now.
Good morning, everyone. Time right now, 6:01. I'm Ibeth Bruswad. So glad you're with us as you start your Thursday. Let's get started right now with traffic and weather together. Ryan Harper has a real-time traffic check here. He knows whether it's going to be smooth sailing this morning or bumper-to-bumper traffic. But right now, Maureen McCann has a live look at your weather on the ones. Good morning.
Thanks, Ibeth. Good morning. Here at 6:01, we're over 45 minutes from sunrise. So when you step outside this morning, our temperatures still have a little bit of time to cool off. We have fair skies reported over most of the area. We're at 76 degrees here in Orlando, so a pretty quiet start. Weather-wise, those temperatures uniform within a range of about 73 in Ocala to 76 in Melbourne. And no rain for your morning commute. Even the afternoon commute or evening commute should likely be rain-free for most of us, but not all. We still have that low chance of late-day showers and storms. They will cool you off from those heat index numbers up around 100 degrees. Rain chance is not going to stay low for long, though. We're talking about a higher chance for weekend storms. More on that at 6:11. Right now, we need to get over to Ryan for another look at real-time traffic. Ryan, hopefully it's a quiet drive for us.
Yeah, the news is generally good out there, Mo. Good morning here at 6:02. As you take a look at our I-4 corridor in the middle of your screen there, a lot of green, and that green color represents the speeds that are up to speed with no major delays to report this time. So we'll take you along to the East Coast, see if there are any problem spots there. I-95 looking good again. Remember, a little earlier this morning, the southbound direction was closed at US 92 in Daytona Beach. That is no longer the case. I-95 southbound is back up to speed throughout that area as well. And that's your Central Florida Hyundai dealers real-time traffic update.
Local news live at 6:02 this morning. State troopers are on the hunt for a driver who they say hit a 17-year-old riding on a bike. That teen died at the scene, but the driver took off. It happened in East Orange County, west of State Road 417, also known as the Greenway. News 13's Julie Gargata is live for us in that area. Julie, a terrible story. What do we know about the vehicle that hit Rakib Chowdhury?
Well, yeah, investigators know it was a blue Dodge Dart. That's what they're looking for this morning. Similar to this car that we see in this picture. Take a look here. They say it's model year 2012 or newer. They believe with the left side mirror knocked off or headlights damaged. Now, investigators say Chowdhury was riding his bike right here along Trevarthen Road yesterday afternoon around 3:30 when a driver traveling westbound hit him. The front left side of the car took the impact and the 17-year-old was knocked to the ground. According to witnesses, the driver backed up for a moment, then drove right off. We're told that Chowdhury died at the scene of the crash, and the incident remains under investigation with charges pending against the driver. Here's one more look at the type of car that troopers are looking for. Again, that's a Dodge Dart. If you have any information about this case, you're being asked to call Florida Highway Patrol. The number 407-737-2213. For now, live in East Orange County, Julie Gargata, News 13.
Take a look at your screen right now. Deputies are looking for this man who they say stole a car with a baby inside. 11-month-old Darwin was left in the backseat of his father's running car for just a moment at the Millennium Eagle Apartments on Barwood Drive yesterday afternoon. The dad went inside quickly to get a bottle of water. That's when the thief moved in and took off in the vehicle. The child's family quickly called 911. A detective found the 11-month-old boy nearly 2 hours later, about a mile away.
He looked inside and saw the child in distress, so the detectives smashed out the windows of the car, pulled the child out, gave the child water, and they rushed the child to the hospital.
And I could say I learned my lesson. That's all I could say. So I would never leave him behind.
Deputies say the baby was dehydrated and about to pass out. Thanks to the actions of that detective, the child is alive and stable. Take another look. If you recognize the suspect, call the Orange County Sheriff's Office or crime line at 1-800-423-TIPS. Police in suburban Antioch, Tennessee say the suspect in yesterday's movie theater attack had a history of mental problems. 29-year-old Vincente Montano had been committed for psychiatric treatment 4 times before he attacked moviegoers on Wednesday. According to police, Montano used a hatchet and pepper spray in his attacks on people inside the theater. Montano was later killed in a shootout with police who got there within minutes. This morning, survivors are thankful for the quick response and for others who pitched in.
I'd also like to thank all of the citizens who gathered around us, helped my daughter when we were pepper sprayed. That kind of gives me a little bit more faith in humanity again.
One man suffered a minor cut from the hatchet, but no one was taken to the hospital. New details now into the inspections at 3 Planned Parenthood clinics here in Florida. Investigators found clinics in St. Petersburg, Fort Myers, and Naples were performing second trimester abortions. But those facilities are only licensed to perform first trimester abortions. According to the report, inspectors also found another clinic, this one in Pembroke Pines, did not properly log fetal remains. Inspections came after a controversial video surfaced allegedly showing Planned Parenthood officials illegally profiting from selling organs and fetal tissue. News 13 reached out to the Florida Planned Parenthood Alliance about the inspection results. The executive director said, quote, "All of our health centers are operating in full compliance with Florida law as well as best practices in reproductive health care. The claim that any of our health centers are performing procedures we're not licensed to perform is false." Tonight's the night the top GOP candidates in the race for the White House on one stage for a debate tonight. We turn now to News 13's Troy Kinsey, who's in Tallahassee, with a look at why this will be particularly interesting for Florida voters.
Tonight, the eyes of the political world will be on Cleveland, home to the first Republican presidential debate of the 2016 cycle. And it's already making history. That's because 4 of the 10 candidates who will be on stage are all from one state. You guessed it, Florida. Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Ben Carson, and Mike Huckabee all live here. And you might even want to throw in the frontrunner, Donald Trump. He lives part-time in Palm Beach. No other state has had this many candidates from the same party in the same presidential contest in American history. New York had 3 back in 1916 and 1940, but that record has now been shattered by the Sunshine State. In Tallahassee, I'm Troy Kinsey.
We went out and asked Central Florida voters who they think will win the debate tonight. One name came up quite a bit.
It's a tough question to answer. I'd like to see Donald Trump win, and I think he has. I think he can do it.
I think Trump will give everybody a good run for their money. I think he's got the Republican establishment pretty concerned right now.
Well, I don't think it'll be Trump. Probably, my opinion, would be Jeb Bush. Jeb has a much better pulse on what's going on with the economy, with foreign affairs, with everything that Trump has no experience in.
So whatever happens, we'll be covering it. You can count on News 13 for analysis. That's tonight after the debate, which starts at 9. Several students, no doubt, will be registering for classes today in Brevard County with less than a week to go before school actually starts. And students and teachers have a new leader at the district. News 13's Jerry Hume is joining us live at Brevard Public Schools headquarters in Viera. And Jerry, the new superintendent started work less than 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Ebeth, Desmond Blackburn is the new superintendent. His name already etched into the sign here at Brevard Public School headquarters. Blackburn now in charge of the 73,000 students here in Brevard County. He comes to us from South Florida, Broward County, where he was a teacher and administrator. Since starting work here, he's been meeting with teachers, parents, students, and community members at various forums, and he's looking forward to August 12th.
We know during a 180-day school calendar, there will be peaks and valleys, highs and lows, but day 1, we hope to be able to execute without a hitch.
Blackburn says the first issue he wants to address is employee morale. He says he's looking at compensation and benefits. You'll hear more about that and his plan to reduce testing for students tonight at 5 right here on News 13. We're live in Viera, Brevard County. Jerry Hume, News 13.
The search has begun now for a new school superintendent in Osceola County. The current superintendent is retiring this year. Parents and teachers tell school board members that they want someone inspirational, determined, business savvy, and with a teaching background. School board members say the new superintendent will have his or her work cut out for them.
And they realize they're coming into a challenging situation, but they're looking at those challenges as opportunities versus impediments.
The school district anticipates getting 10,000 to 12,000 more students over the next 5 years and say they do not have the space or money for them. A series of community meetings will be held before the superintendent position is posted in September. For details on those meetings, head on over to mynews13.com/Osceola.